Hey, it's Alyssa from RomeWise, your go-to guide to Rome. Today we are continuing our VIP series. VIP stands for Very Interesting People. And today we have Claudia Viggiani, who is my very dear friend, but also a very interesting person. We're here in this beautiful ambiance at the Grand Plaza Hotel in Rome. Amazing space, and we're going to be talking a little bit about Claudia's book, Rome Through My Eyes, which really it's Rome Through Claudia's Eyes, and it is a fabulous book. If you're coming to Rome and you have any interest in art and history, you read this book and everything you see in Rome, you'll see it in a much deeper way with so much passion. So we're going to talk about this as well.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you.
So Claudia and I met on Twitter. The reason we became friends was because we were sharing a love for Rome. One of the things that I love about you, Claudia, is you're always so positive about Rome, about everything you see in Rome. So I want you to just talk a little bit about Rome, what you love about Rome.
I love Rome because it has so many qualities. And I think that the first is strength. Rome has survived over the century. And the second is the fortitude, because fortitude is the courage of Rome's citizens facing great difficulties at all times, both in the past and in the present. The third quality, I think, is the truth. Rome is exactly how you see it. So it's beautiful, it's amazing, sensual, also spiritual, probably.
What does it mean to you to be Roman?
I think that you can say that you are Roman when you belong to a place. So you belong to Rome, for me you are Roman. And you
It's
love...
a huge compliment coming from her, it really
I think. You and Rome are very good friends. And this is why I think that you are Roman.
You know, one of the things that just surprised me so much that you've taught me, of the many things you've taught me, is this whole new idea about Raphael's supposed lover, you know, this famous painting by him in the Palazzo Barberini today called La Formarina.
The Formarina, La Formarina in Italian, is one of the most famous Raphael's work. And I think that she's not the daughter of a baker, but probably she was a lady. She was a very important woman. Probably the painting is like a marriage painting, and she's showing the possibility she has to become a mother. So probably she's a noble woman, and I'm still studying this painting, so I don't know exactly, but I'm quite sure that I will find out.
But you think she was not Raphael's
No.
favorite, I don't know.
No, not the lover, not the woman that probably someone in the past said she was, the baker's daughter. No,
because that's the Formarina.
Yes,
means
the Formarina, yes. It's just a title. And it appeared for the first time at the end of 18th century. So it's a modern title, and I think that Raphael knew her very well, but probably she was the wife of a friend of him.
So, Claudia, one of the things that I love going around Rome with you is you know something about everything we look at. You know, it's incredible. We're looking at bricks on the Palatine Hill and you know when they're from. You know something about all the different eras of Roman history and architecture and art. So can you tell us a little bit about the area that you're most specialized in?
Oh, I'm specialized in paintings in Rome, Roman paintings. And particularly, I'm specialized in Caravaggio and painting at the beginning of the 17th century. I wrote about the Chirasi Chapel, the Caravaggio work.
Love it.
Yes, it's one of the most, I think, fascinating places in Rome, because you can find Caravaggio in other museums and churches, but that church is very important because inside it used to work a lot of artists So Caravaggio worked for the Cerasi family at the beginning of the century, of the 17th century. And he worked with Annibale Carracci in the same chapel that was designed by Maderno, the architect that designed the facade of St. Peter too. So it was a little chapel, but a very important commission at the beginning of the 17th century. And the patron, the Monsignor Tiberio Cerasi, was a very intelligent man because he decided to call the most famous artist in Rome in that period. So the chapel is a little museum. You can see architecture, you can see painting, you can imagine all these artists working together. Because I imagine the painters doing their works there. So you have to imagine, before being artists, they were men. So you have to imagine, you must think about the men, the human beings that work it. That's very important. I think it's a very good point of view.
How did you get your start? Where did you start on this journey to where you are today?
Thank you. I started to work as a guide in Castel Sant'Angelo first, when I was young, when I was 22. And after this, have been working, and I'm still working as a consultant in art history and cultural tourism for international institutions, from China to the south of America. And this is very amazing because I can show Rome all over the world. And it's not easy to speak about Rome, but I think that Rome is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. So I can speak about her soul, because Rome for me is like a woman, a beautiful woman, amazing. And I think Rome has a soul, an ancient soul, because Rome is reborn so many times. And I love to speak about this.
Well, I think Rome is very lucky to have you representing her. I can't think of a better spokesperson. You know, speaking about this, it just brings to mind all of these places you and I have visited together, along with another friend. These amazing museums, these little museums, these jewels that Rome has everywhere. Can you just talk about some of those?
In Rome you can find a lot of museums, but you know, the most famous are two probably. But I think that for understanding Rome, you have to visit just some few museums, like Napoleonic Museum or Centrale Monte Martini, you know.
Oh, fantastic. And the
Baracco. Baracco is one of the most important collections we have in Rome. So musei in comune, I musei del comune of Rome. And it's very interesting to walk. I think that visit Rome walking is the best way to admire the city, because you can see it from the bottom to the top. So you can see a different Rome, a second Rome, probably. If you walk only looking in front of you, you miss everything that you have around you, that it's very important.
So I think we're going to wrap this up, and I would like to ask you, tell our viewers, if they are visiting Rome for the first time, what's the one thing, in your opinion, that they should not miss in Rome?
I love Piazza del Popolo, and I'm definitely fond of Pincio Terrace. And as a Roman, I suggest you to go there when the sunset is shining, when the sunset is red, so in the late afternoon, and see it, because I think it's the best sunset in the world.
That is a great answer, I have to agree. So, Claudia, thank you so much for being with us today. I love her book, but I just want to tell you her book is fantastic, and I really recommend it. But overall, I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us, and thanks for watching. And see you at the next video.